Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. So a quick note about my readings. They are for your sun, your moon and your ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign of Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three of my videos for your signs specifically, so that you can get an idea of how these actually speak to you and which ones resonate with you. For those of you that are continued subbies, you know I love you for it, and for those of you that are new or just stopping by, it means all of the same. With that said, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button if you are all already said that. Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note about my readings. They are for your sun, moon and ascendant. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign of Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three videos so that it gives you a more complete picture of how these speak to you, which ones resonate and which ones don't. For those of you that are continued subbies, you know I love you for it. And for those of you that are just stopping by or new subs, I just want to say a massive thank you so much. So with that, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, my dear Pisceans, you have the Judgment card as your key to the week. And what this kind of says to me more than anything else, this is about you reaching a culmination point. This is about you being totally ready for transformation. I actually see, out of all of the cards that would represent a phoenix rising from the ashes, for me it's the Judgment card. And this week, in some way, shape or form, you are ready to burst into glorious flames and really start your life again in a fresh manner, in some amazing new way or perspective. And I absolutely love this for you. Now for your, come on brain, because this is your key to the week as well, one of the things that I wanted to remind you of, this is also a blast from the past energy. And when you think about a phoenix, what does it do? It rises from the ashes, right? This is the week where we have that Mercury retrograde take place in the sign of Aquarius. So this is something that you want to look at, right? It's something that you're going to need to pay attention to because it's happening in the sign before yours. And the 12th house is an interesting place, right? So just before a note before that, if you haven't seen it, please don't forget to check out my new channel. It's called ReyLaxation and it's all about guided meditations and visualizations. It's dedicated solely to that. You can find it on the link in the description box below. For your actions and options this week, you have the 10 of Wands. So for a lot of you Pisceans, you're one of the signs that I see doing a move this year, that you'll be changing residence, you will likely be changing the area that you live in, and this, I mean, the 10 of Wands really does speak to that in a lot of ways. It also suggests as well that this week you are ready to let go of some old challenge, some old burden. This could be an old wound, it could be an old issue, an old thought pattern. It could be something that has held you back or held you down for long enough. And this week, you're kind of saying to yourself, no, you know what? I'm going to rise above that and it is done. Whatever it had, whatever power that thing had over me back then, it has that power no more. And this is about you making a really big, powerful step forward. For your communications and conversations, you have the Emperor card. All right, so this week it kind of looks like you guys are taking the ball by the horns, as I say. Now this week you could find yourself being a lot more outspoken, a lot more vocal about what it is that you think, about what it is that you feel, especially when it comes to your work. I think one of the things that comes up here as well is that you are really very focused on what comes next. This is about you looking far out into your own personal future and asking yourself, how does this fit in? This week it's going to become evident to you, you know, whether it does or whether it doesn't, and what that actually means. For those of you that have, I would say, elderly ones in the winter of their lives, specifically older men, this would be a week to check in with them just to make sure that they're okay. For your for those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is great, right? I think in a lot of ways this is going to see you really taking a bold swing or a bold step in some way, shape or form. Maybe this is you know, giving the boss a piece of your mind regardless of what the situation is, or maybe it's you speaking up when usually you would stay quiet. For those of you that are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, work for yourself, or you have your own business, this is going to see you really starting to push what it is that you want. Sorry, I heard something then and I was like, what the hell is that? This is going to see you really pushing yourself forward for something. And actually, in a lot of ways, it might see you pushing yourself ahead of the crowd. It might see you saying, right, okay, you know what? Everybody else is doing that. And in my industry, I want to do something new. I want to break the mold. I want to do something that's completely out of the blue, or something that's going to disrupt my industry, right? Which is great. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, this is a week where you probably want to look after yourself above and beyond anything else. Yes, be on hand with an ear and a willing shoulder if somebody needs to have a cry, but for the most part, this week I really do advise that you spend your time and energy focused on yourself. This is a week for you to really check in with what your needs are, and ultimately whether they are being met or not. For your money and materials, you've got the Three of Swords. So it's not necessarily that it's not a bad week for money. It's not a great week for money. I also have to say that it does look like there is some kind of expense coming up this week that is either going to be sudden or you're not expecting. It could have something to do with your home, I'm sorry to say. Maybe an appliance breaks or needs to be looked at. It's very likely that this is something that has already needed to be repaired once before. And if that is the case, this would be a time where you probably need to think about, right, okay, and obviously it's Mercury retrograde, so it's not a great time to buy something new. If you can, you know, if you're in that space and you can buy something in the interim just to tide you over until the energy is better for you to buy brand new, this would be a good time to do so. But yeah, it looks like this is going to be something that's a recurring issue. It's not like a brand new thing as busted. It's something that's already needed to be repaired previously. For your physical health and vitality, this again, arms, hands, fingers, am I getting that right? Come on, brain. No, sorry, this is going to be your kidneys, your waterworks, and also your lower back that you need to look out for. And also I would say to you as well, for those of you that are looking into some sort of method of healing, because the reason I say this, because the Emperor card can sometimes be like hospitals or medical professionals and stuff as well, so just something for you to be aware of. And then finally, for your home and environment, no, I already said that. Your home, environment and your money this week are linked. And then for your love and relations, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So if you're single, you could definitely be, I mean, look at this, right? Because your Emperor can be like a doctor, a police officer, you know, somebody that works in a uniform, or someone whose job is their title and their title is their job. Someone that's like a lawyer, someone that's like a police officer, someone that's like an ambulance worker or a doctor or a dentist, somebody like that. And, you know, with the Nine of Pentacles, this is somebody that's either very good looking, or it could be somebody that really just seems to get you. You know, there could be a lot of great energy there. Now, the interesting thing is you do have a bit of a mixed bag. You're going to have some personal stuff going on, so it's going to be like, oh, but on the other end of it, look, you've got this, you know, potential hottie coming in, so that could be nice. For those of you that are already partnered or in relationships, something about your commitment or your relationship starts to ease this week. So whatever challenges or issues you've had previously, the relationship challenges will settle down. It's just the financial issue this week that might kind of catch you off kilter or off balance, but don't let that sort of what's the word? Don't let it impact too heavily on the relationship, because it's, you know, you guys have been through this process of mending something, and I feel like you're at the other side of it now. So this is good. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.